there is one stock that is about to break out. It does have American in the name. That sounds pretty dumb, but if you look at what tickers have recently broken out, American independence from Chinese rare earths, and now that's spreading to power stocks, AI, hyperscaler stocks, is all the rage. And you can see that in, look at Lithium America company's massive move up. The US recently announced a 5% stake in that company back in the beginning of this month in October. So the ticker is AMSC, American Semiconductor, and they do power electronics, which help power generation systems, which help data centers, which help OpenAI. Everything ends up going back to OpenAI in the market right now. It is what it is. And I think AMSC is the place to be right now, seeing as you can't invest directly in ChatGPT. It's private. This is not financial advice. Let's jump in.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 So this is the chart. So if you knew nothing about the ticker, except it starts with an A, which is for American, and the chart looks like this. So you have a very clear, clean entry level off of this 67 that it actually bounced off of today, but we're not really about making sure you buy a stock on a particular day. It just so happens that levels tend to work because everyone can see them, including funds, including algorithms, which don't have information about why people are buying. They just know, hey, there's a bunch of volume that traded up here, and if the stock holds that level, well, it is an example of more demand than supply, so the price goes up. But this is what's going on, okay? American Superconductor Corporation. I know I said semiconductor earlier, but it's superconducting power electronics. So it's the chips that go in basically all of the data center grid modernization technologies that have to be built out. There needs to be 40 million home equivalent energy production in order to power the data centers that are required for OpenAI compute in the next handful of years. So that's an insane amount of energy, and maybe it's all a bubble, but that doesn't mean that the stocks are not going up. So here's the deal. AMSC raised $100 million. That did dilute their stock, but at the same time, that was in June, and if we look at June, the stock still went up. So, I mean, yeah, maybe this wasn't the cleanest June, but look where we are now. Okay, we're up, what is this, like 150%? Now, I don't know exactly the long-term prospects of this company. It's not in the same conversation as NVIDIA, AMD, you know, the sexy GPU companies. But if we look at those companies right now, they're selling off. AMD as well is holding, but it initially sold off with the market. So with AMSC bouncing here, there's definitely some interest here, and there's interest in power generation as a whole. If you look at GEV or CEG, VST as well holding in here. They're just kind of slow-moving names. So I think of the slow-moving names, you know, AMSC moves an average of 8% a day. And you might say, well, I don't want that much risk. I want something that moves slow. And that's fine, but keep in mind, the whole point of a stock that moves 8% a day is if you look at some of these quantum names, in just a few days, especially when the price is very agreed upon, it's very compressed and it goes sideways for like a week, you can see that in just a couple days, you can move up, I mean, this quantum name is absolutely insane in terms of price increase, but you get the idea. On these days, the price is around 1%, 2% up or down, maybe a little more, 5% or so, but once it moves, it really moves, and you can risk very little and gain a lot. Caveat to that is, sure, sometimes Trump does something Trumpy and the market dumps 3-4%. Pretty unusual though. That candle of 4% down in the SPY and the QQQ in the futures, NASDAQ futures, biggest down day since the tariff capitulation in April, which was the lowest the market has been since, 2023. So yeah, we're well beyond that. That was a sort of single day issue. Yes, the market could go sideways, could drift down, but it's unlikely to have quite as an extreme down movement. And of course, anyone who's been taking a look in the past month knows that we had an absolutely unprecedented move up in September. So is it a surprise that we gave a little bit of that back? Some profit taking happened. Some big players used that tweet as a reason to sell a little bit. That's not really surprising. So maybe we roll over a little bit here. Maybe we move sideways. No one knows what the market itself is going to do. What we do know is that as long as you're not investing with $1 billion, you don't actually have to care what the market's going to do, because you don't have to invest in the market. You can just invest in what looks like the strongest setups, companies. And we're not fundamental investors, so I won't say companies. We're looking at the charts, right? So they absorbed that offering. They raised some money. That's great for them. They do have revenues up 50% year over year. I'm not going to say that it's super important to look into all the details here, but they do have a backlog, just like NVIDIA talks about. Total year backlog of 300 million, and they have strong guidance. So I don't know exactly what their guidance is for fourth quarter, but from what it seems like, this is from their own website, Investor Relations, there's nothing here that looks super worrisome. Year-over-year increase in revenues, and good statements from the CEO, and there's the backlog, and confidence and momentum. So nothing here is suggesting any sort of concern, so don't have to worry about it. Now, all we really have to do at this point is say, what is the big opportunity here? And the big opportunity is some sort of Trump stake, government stake. Now, I'm not betting on that. I'm just saying, after the move with Intel, which was the government took a stake in Intel, after the MP move, the government gave 400 million to MP Materials as a push for rare earth independence from China. This was back here. And now, after the Lithium America 5% stake, which was right here, which led to this move, gave it back down, came down with the market, but now we're back over those highs. You have to be looking at companies that do represent independence from Chinese metals, and it has to be straightforward to think a company with America in the name that does superconducting chips is at the center of this conversation. So the money for the Intel stake came from the CHIPS Act. So I'm not saying that this company is going to be partially owned by the government in the near future. I'm just saying there's buying here that regardless of what news comes out, it looks like the stock's going up regardless. So that's the idea. That's the risk. And it's a low risk spot. Even going back to August with those earnings, pretty much held that level. So AMSC, American Superconductor. If you like these ideas, hit that like button so more people see them. If you want to get notified on these coming out, you can hit that subscribe button. And if you want to talk about other stock ideas in a group with people doing the same thing as you, head over to stockscommunity.com. You can try it out for 7 days for $25. And I will see you in the next one.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.